Good morning, traders. It is Monday, the 8th of December, as we're heading closer to the end of the year and the remaining holiday season. Just want to say two things. Number one, thanks for the new listeners. Got a couple of new signups this last week or so. So, for those of you that are brand new or newer, want to remind you that I also do a weekly broadcast every Saturday. I posted it to my YouTube channel and to the podcasts. It's available now. I do it every week, and that is weekly summary performance summary. In other words, I do a weekly discussion of how well I traded in the markets each week, and that can be extremely valuable on a longer time frame. Excuse me, on a longer time frame horizon to understanding what I do and what I offer at the netwinningtrader.com protocols. Obviously, if you're like most traders, you've seen, there's no end to the discussing of opinions about what works in this business to achieve highest performance. One of the things that I've learned is that most of that is crap. And the reason most of it is crap is because there's really only one thing you need to do or learn in order to make money trading. And for some reason, that seems to be ignored by everybody. It seems like this fascination with studying charts in the markets has led people just believe that crap no end. And I can't understand why, because it doesn't work. Anybody who has tried to use any of those protocols, charts and graphs and all different methods of study and everything, you and I both know that that doesn't work for the most part. So why do you keep using it is the question I would have. What if you could find the real solution to trading and start putting yourself on the winning side more often? Why not explore that? Well, that's what I offer at Net Winning Trader. I'm going to show you what the real difference is and why it is that way. And if you're one of those people that's just fed up with the crap, feel free to have a look around. You may have a lot of questions, but that's why I'm here. So keep those cards and letters coming. So here's today's Trader's Daily Discipline to get us going for the last full week of the year. Um, Actually, there's two more full weeks of the year, but I personally am going to be gone part of next week, so we'll talk more about that later. But for right now, let's get today's daily discipline rolling. And again, keep those cards and letters coming. I'd love to know more about what you think. Here's our quote of the day to get us started. Strive for excellence, not perfection. And I think this dovetails nicely with what I just mentioned. That's from H. Jackson Brown Jr. For those of you that might recognize that name, wasn't that long ago, 1993, New York Times best-selling author. He wrote The Little Handbook for Life, and some of you may have bought it. It is a small little bit on pop psychology, but it also um, really had some salient points in there about just general day-to-day living, and this is one of them. Strive for excellence, not perfection. Excellence is what? Excellence is behavior and activity that is done to your fullest potential. Perfection is what? Having something done or performed or constructed without flaw. Well, of those two realities, I guess you'd say, why do you want excellence and not perfection? Well, because perfection doesn't really speak to the issue at hand. You know, what is it you're trying to do, really accomplish, is to pull money out of the markets. Well, when you talk about that, pulling money out of the markets, what's really required to do that? Well, when we understand and know what's really required, then excellence becomes our main focus because you cannot perform at a perfect level in the market. It's not physically possible. Markets are functioning entities that are based on the participation of flawed people. Human beings function as a group, the herd mentality functions as a mass of jumbled emotions, all reflecting fear, greed, and hope. That's what a market is. It's a crowd of people operating out of fear, greed, and hope. In order to exploit that, you've got to do something different than fear, greed, and hope. And you have to rise above the thinking of the typical group of people. And that requires understanding, communication, discipline, rethinking of things. All of those things are subjective and unable to be forced into any kind of mold of perfection. What you want from your trading approach are good probabilities that you can enforce every day, an excellent form of performance every day. No one can be a 100% winning trader, but you can be 100% disciplined for just one day if you choose to be. What if you did that? That sense of excellence was to be 100% disciplined for one day. And then you did that day after day after day. Pretty soon, your excellence would put together a string of winning weeks that were fully disciplined, a string of fully disciplined months that might lead to years of perfect discipline. Wouldn't your performance be better if your discipline was performed at the highest level you could make it? That's excellence. Perfection, well, you see a lot of chart people do this. They try to make their charts perfect. They think that the more perfectly aligned their charts are, and all the dots and ratios and everything are perfectly formed, they think that that's going to help them make more money. And as you already know, if you're listening to me for any length of time, you already know that that's a lot of crap. Why do people still do it? I think it's because inside their head, they're part of the crowd. They are not thinking outside that box yet. And until they do, it's never going to get any better for them. So that thought is what I wanted you to focus in on today, guys, is to remember that to start our week, what we're looking for is excellence, not perfection. Strive for excellence. Be really good at the things you know you need to do. And forget about being perfect at something, because you're never going to be perfect in an environment that strives to exist based on the lowest common denominator. So, with that in mind, let's get to work on building an excellent relationship with the marketplace. Guys, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. And in between now and then, good luck with trading. See you. Thanks.